Now today I'm taking you all the way to America. And today we're going to be telling you a story that is about to take you by storm. Oh my God. Hi. Today we're talking about Amanda America Dickson. And her photograph is right here. Look at this innocent looking young lady. Her story is about to blow your mind. Now, those of you in the class, you can see the photograph right here. And those of you on Twitter, you can also see it. This is the photograph of Amanda America Dickson. Hey, I forgot to tell you to bring your face towels and handkerchiefs into the class, because you're going to shed tears. If you are ready, this is the African History class. Amanda America Dickson was born on November 20 in 1849 in the 19th century. November 20, 1849 she was born, and she didn't live long. Oh my God. She lived up to 43 years old. Now let us look at the life of this great black woman. Her mother was taken into slavery all the way from Africa. Her mother was called Julia Frances. Now Julia came all the way from Africa. She was enslaved. In fact, at the age of 11, she was enslaved. She arrived in America and she was owned by a man by name David Dickson. Producer is going to put up the photograph of David Dickson, so you will see exactly who we are talking about. This is the photograph of David Dickson. Now, David Dickson was a very wealthy man. He was a slave owner and at the same time a plantation owner. In fact, at a point in America, he became the most important man in the state known as Georgia. He had helped to propagate the name of Georgia, and at the same time, he had helped agriculture in the area. He was a man who fought against violence against slaves on the plantation. He was the one who had the mantra that you didn't need to use violence on slaves in order to get the best out of them. And he spread this mantra around the state of Georgia and beyond. He owned a number of slaves. And Julia, the mother of Amanda America Dickson, was one of those slaves. He started raping the girl at the age of 13. One of his slaves, this man whose photograph you see here, called David Dickson, started sleeping with Julia, a 12-year-old slave. And then she got pregnant and gave birth to our heroine today, Amanda America Dickson, at the age of 13. So the age difference between Amanda and her mother Julia was only 13 years. In fact, and when Amanda was born, she was black, as you can see in the photograph. Amanda was black. Amanda was beautiful. Amanda was very intelligent. Put down the photograph of Amanda, please. So Amanda, right now, my brother, my sister, became a very, very, very beautiful girl growing up. But look at what happened. Now, when the 13-year-old gave birth to Amanda, obviously she was too young to have a baby. So she couldn't take a very good care of the baby. So the moment the baby was weaned off breast milk, David Dickson decided to take the baby, his own baby, to his own mother. That's the grandmother of Amanda America Dickson. And she started to take care of this one. And of course, he also had a mistress. So together they were taking care of the little Amanda. And when Amanda grew and reached the age of about 11, she was also enslaved, as it was in the days. The child of a slave is also automatically a slave. Even though her father was the slave owner, he still decided to enslave his own daughter. And on the plantations, she would walk around talking to so many different people. But the father, deep inside him, had so much love for his daughter. He stopped his daughter from doing every other work that a slave should do. He took her to school and educated her. In fact, he gave her a lot of privileges, and he was so close to his daughter. That was the only child he ever had. My brother, my sister, David Dickson and his daughter, who came out of rape, would take so many long walks in the plantation, talking and telling histories to each other. Oh my God, that was what happened until Amanda completed school and was time now to enter university. Hey, of course she went to the university. She entered the university. Oh my God, have mercy. And she decided to go to Atlanta University. And Atlanta University was a normal school. In fact, it was a school that had a lot of black people in there. Barely did they have white people in there. And there she studied teaching from 1876 all the way to 1878. That's for 2 years. So 1876, she was in there. My brother, my sister, she was still a little girl when she finished this. Oh my God. 1876. Oh my God. How old was she? She was born in 1849. And in 1876, she had already entered the university. She was only about 17, right? When she entered there. My brother, my sister, that's about 27. 27, she entered the university. And she was so brilliant. She completed with honors. And when she came out, the father was extremely proud of her. And listen to what happened now. She was still a slave. Now, working for her grandmother as a slave. She was also so close to the grandmother. She would tell her so many stories. And remember, these were all white. But she was black because her mother was African. Her mother was still alive and was once in a while also coming to visit at home. And, she would go from plantation to plantation working because she was still a slave. My brother, my sister, today we're talking about Amanda America Dickson. Now listen to what happened now. When she finished university in 1878. See what happened now. I need to reverse a little bit. Before she entered university, at the age of 16 in 1866, 10 years before she entered university, she got an opportunity, my brother, my sister, to move to a small plantation in Floyd County, Georgia, which wasn't far away from her father's own plantation. When she moved there, it was because she had met a man there by name Charles Eubanks. Charles Eubanks. Now, Charles Eubanks is also very important in this story. This is Charles Eubanks. Earlier, you saw the house where Amanda and her father lived. It was a whole mansion on the plantation. Now, this man here called Charles Eubanks got married to the 16-year-old girl. And at that time, this man was approaching his 70s. Can you believe that? A 70-year-old man getting married to a 16-year-old girl. My brother, my sister, but he was white. And he had the right in those days to do that. They got married and had 2 children. My brother, my sister, they were both boys. But she left the marriage and returned to her father's plantation and reunited with the father again, who was so happy to embrace Amanda America Dickson. Now, she was called America because she was born in America. Her mother came from Africa. So if anything at all, her mother would be called Julia Africa Dickson. My brother, my sister. So she became Amanda America Dickson. And she reunited with her father. It was a beautiful opportunity. The father was so much in love with his daughter. He gave her so much. She enjoyed a lot of luxury. A lot of privileges. Unlike other slaves. And then the father decided to free her from slavery. Paid everything for her to be removed from slavery. And she became a free woman. Listen to this now. She got married again. Yes, she got married again. And this time around, she got married to a very wealthy African-American man. And he was called Nathan Toomer. I don't have a photograph for Nathan Toomer. Toomer is spelled Toomer. In fact, they never had any children. But he was extremely rich. Very, very rich. My brother, my sister, this was on the 14th of July in 1892 when they got married. My brother, my sister, look at something that happened. I'm going to go back a little bit and tell you this thing why we are telling this story today. Hear me now. David Dickson, the rich man who raped a 13-year-old African woman, a black woman, and she gave birth to our heroine for today, Amanda America Dickson. He fell ill and died on the 18th day of February in 1885. 1885. That was when he died. 1885, just 7 years after Amanda had graduated from the Atlanta University. Just 7 years. He was so proud when she graduated. He held her in high esteem. She was his only child. When he died, he left a will. My God. Now remember, he was white. His whole family was white. The only child that he had was black, and that was Amanda. The only woman who ever bore him a child was an African woman by name Julia. Oh gosh. When he died, Julia was still alive. When he died, his daughter Amanda was also alive. And in his will, he gave everything he had. Not to his mother, not to his father, not to any member of his white family. He gave everything to Amanda America Dickson, including a piece of land, 17,000 acres, big mansions, and a lot of money, including plantations, my brother, my sister, and a lot of slaves who worked on the plantation. All of a sudden, Amanda became the richest black woman in Georgia. A slave woman who, in a twinkling of an eye, became the richest woman in America, Georgia. Now, when the will was read in court, and all of a sudden, she became the wealthiest black woman in Georgia. The white family hated it. In fact, 48 of the family members came together, and then they were able to convince other family members, and 78 of them in number went all the way to the Supreme Court of Georgia, saying that Amanda manipulated their brother, David Dickson. David Dickson wrote the will not in the right state of mind, and they challenged it in court. But the Supreme Court upheld. My brother, my sister, yesterday in 1885, that Amanda could inherit everything that the father gave her. And the father wrote in the will that no member of a family should touch anything that she had given to Amanda. He also wrote in the will that nobody, including any man that Amanda might decide to marry in the future, should have a hand in anything that Amanda was given to. But Amanda could decide who else she wanted to give whatever to. She became the richest black woman in Georgia, all because of a high white father who left everything, as if to say, I am sorry of what I did to your mother, but I want to tell you that I hold you in high esteem, I love you, and I would love you till the end of time. Now, on the 6th of July, 1885, probate judge R.H. Lewis ruled in favor of the will. And in November 1885, the trial in the Supreme Court of Hancock County began with the eventual ruling siding with Amanda America Dickson and her two sons, pushing away the white family of David Dickson to the background. Hey, but look at what happened. The matter was taken to court again. Oh gosh. The family went for an appeal, and on October 11, 1886, Chief Justice James Jackson and Associate Justices Samuel Hall and Mark Blandford heard the case, And the judge swore to himself that over his dead body would a black woman inherit so much land and property like Amanda America Dickson. Remember his words. Over my dead body would a black woman inherit all the good things from a white person. No way. And true to his words, he died 2 days after making this pronouncement. Listen attentively. Now the judge who was sitting on the retrial, my brother, my sister, swore to himself that over his dead body would a black woman inherit so much property, richer than all white people in Georgia, richer than all black people in Georgia. A slave woman? No way. 2 days after, he died. And when he died, some other judges were brought on. My brother, my sister. And when these judges came, they refused to hear the case for obvious reasons. If judges are listening to the case and dying, why should they listen to the case? They were not ready to hear the case. Now the final judge came in and without much ado pronounced judgment straight away in favor of Amanda. So she became the richest black woman in the history of Georgia in her days, my brother, my sister. Unfortunately, my brother, my sister, she didn't live long. 7 years later, oh my God. In fact, less than 7 years later, with all the wealth, all the money and everything, oh my God, something happened. One of his sons was falling in love with a stepchild. One of her sons was behaving unculturally. One of her sons was brewing trouble. She thought about it over and over. He was involved in a near kidnapping case. And this worried Amanda so much. She went into a semi-depression and fell ill. When she fell ill, the best doctor in Georgia was brought in to take care of her from rags to riches. She was married to a husband who was so rich. She herself was so rich. They moved from their area in Atlanta to a different place where they had more respect. This was also a multicultural area where blacks and whites lived. Because of her wealth, she was so respected. My brother, my sister, Amanda had her doctor, Dr. Kendall, give her a painkiller by name Anodyne. And when she traveled over to her new home, she suffered from what is known as neurasthenia. That is what it is. The doctors will tell you more about that. That is supposed to be general exhaustion of the nervous system. My brother, my sister, our heroine Amanda died quietly in her sleep. My brother, my sister, on June 11, 1893. My brother, my sister, she died. And when she died, it was a whole big funeral. When she died, she left behind 2 children. She left behind wealth. So much money. So much wealth. Amanda was a quiet lady. As you can see in this photograph, she was taught to dress well by her white family. She was held in high esteem by her father. Her father left everything for her. Today we remember the sad story of Amanda. She left all the wealth. She died at the age of 43 on the 11th day of June 1893. Oh, Amanda. Yeah, Amanda. Yeah, Amanda. Yeah, Missy Minubeko Wate. Minubeko. Yeah, Amanda. Yeah, Minubeko Wate. Minubeko. Minubeko. Minubeko Wate. Minubeko Wate. Yeah, Amanda. She died at the age of 43, leaving behind everything her father had given to her. 3 times she had to go to court and defend it. She was extremely brilliant. She had the best judges and the lawyers to stand by her. She was able to safeguard everything her father gave her. She kept everything. She died so young at the age of 43. She left behind 2 children. Oh, Amanda. Amanda Missy Minubeko Wate. Missy Amanda Minubeko. Minubeko. Missy Minubeko Wate. Amanda Minubeko. Amanda Missy Famiko Wate. Oh, Amanda Missy Minubeko. Amanda Missy Minubeko. Famiko Wate. Yeah, Amanda Missy Minubeko. Minubeko. Minubeko Wate. Yeah, Amanda. In the burden of knowledge, I ask you, now that you know what will you do, be an any olea mini obafe, yenzunda kagane mezaka yine, ye pabango bokayan, fifia yanu kaina wo, bana ehu ebeye den, lele yanjima singa bekune, lele yanju, yeah, madame simini mekawate.
Tutu babi, Papa mula home, Mama mula home, how na